What if the greatest battles are won before a single sword is drawn? What if real power lies in silence, shadows, and stillness, not brute strength? And what if the key to every victory isn't outside of you, but within? Appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak. This is not just a strategy. It's a form of mindfulness. It's the art of knowing how to be water, shapeless, adaptive, and uncatchable. If you know the enemy and know yourself, says Sun Tzu, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Victory, then, isn't about overpowering others. It's about deep understanding. A warrior without self-awareness is already defeated. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Don't broadcast your moves. Let silence be your shield. And when the moment is right, act with the force of destiny itself. In the midst of chaos, there is always opportunity, but only the calm can see it. Only the still can seize it. The victorious warrior wins first, then goes to war. The defeated one rushes to battle, then hopes to win. Which one are you? To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. Feel their fears, anticipate their next breath, and from that space of awareness, shape your path forward. No nation, no soul has ever truly benefited from prolonged conflict. Even the finest sword, plunged in salt water long enough, will rust. The cost of fighting is more than wounds. It is wear on the spirit. Treat your men like your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the darkest valley. The bond of trust is stronger than any chain of command. Move swift as the wind, be formed as the forest, attack like fire, be still as the mountain. Nature shows us how to move. Learn from her rhythm, not from rage. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. They do not wait. Just as 5 musical notes birth infinite melodies, a few good decisions, made at the right time, can create a symphony of success. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When still, make them move. Disrupt, disturb, redirect, but never lose your center. One who wishes to fight must first count the cost, because every battle, even a mental one, carries a price. The wisest warriors choose their wars. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. Sometimes doing nothing is doing the most. Let time be your ally. Know yourself, and you will win all battles. Because when the inner world is clear, the outer world begins to align. To win 100 battles is not the height of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting, that is mastery. Build your opponent a golden bridge to retreat across. Don't corner them. Give them a way out. The wisest path often avoids bloodshed entirely. Be extremely subtle, to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious, to the point of soundlessness. That way you don't chase power, you become it. You direct the outcome, not by force, but by flow. The secret lies in confusing the enemy, not with tricks, but with presence. Make your intent unreadable. Your silence, it speaks volumes. The clever fighter doesn't just win, they win with ease. They rouse the enemy, study their response, then strike where it matters most, or never at all. Force your opponent to reveal themselves, not with violence, but with awareness. Observe, understand, then act. Above all, you must believe in yourself, because when the mind is willing, the body and the spirit can endure far more than you ever imagined. The true warrior moves the enemy. They are not moved by them. But what does this actually look like in real life? How can we apply these ancient principles of stillness, strategy, and self-awareness to our everyday chaos? Let's begin with the first lesson. Walk slowly. Previously, we explored how the greatest victories come not from force, but from inner clarity and calculated stillness. Now we continue our journey into the strategic wisdom of Sun Tzu, where every word is a quiet revolution in how we view conflict, timing, and human nature. Attack, Sun Tzu wrote, is the secret of defense. In defense, it is the planning of an attack. To defend well is to have anticipated the strike, the moment, the move, before it ever happened. It's a dance of foresight. Great results can be achieved with small forces. It's not the size of the army, it's the sharpness of its purpose, like a single candle piercing the darkest room. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. The battle is not always won by the quickest sword, but by the most thoughtful hand. If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. Speed in the right moment becomes salvation. But slowness, that can be fatal. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. This is the art of mindful power. Victory not through destruction, but through transcendence. If you ignore both your enemy and yourself, you are certain to be in peril. Awareness is your shield. Blindness is your downfall. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. Not every fight is worthy of your energy. Not every moment demands a reaction. The wheels of justice grind slow, but grind fine. Time may be patient, but it is precise. Trust that truth always sharpens with time. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson is to love your enemy. Forgiveness is not weakness. It's strength in its purest form. If his forces are united, separate them. Disruption is often more effective than destruction. You can't trust a man who has nothing to lose. Desperation breeds recklessness and unpredictability. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Prepare before the storm. Begin before the mountain seems unmovable. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will be weak everywhere. Distraction weakens focus. Be precise. Be intentional. Be where your enemy is not. The best way to win is to not be where they expect. Stillness can be stealth. An enemy is a friend who knows too much about you, and sometimes knowledge becomes a weapon sharper than any blade. Disorder came from order. Fear came from courage. Weakness came from strength. Everything carries its opposite within. The wise never forget this. If your friend is friends with your enemy, be careful. Allegiances matter. They are the invisible lines drawn across trust. Beware of sugar that is mixed with poison. Beware of the fly that sat on a dead snake. Not all sweetness is pure. Not all silence is peace. Who does not know the evils of war cannot appreciate its benefits. Those who understand suffering know the value of peace. Just as water retains no constant shape, so in warfare, there are no constant conditions. Flexibility is strength. Adaptation is mastery. Regard your soldiers as your children. They will follow you into the deepest valleys. Loyalty cannot be commanded. It must be nurtured. But what if these principles weren't just about battlefields? What if they applied to relationships, to leadership, to life itself? In the next part, we explore how strategy and softness can coexist, and how mindful action always begins from within. Look upon your people as your own beloved sons. That's where true leadership begins. not in command, but in care. A leader leads by example, not by force. It is not the loudest voice that guides others, but the quietest one that lives its truth. He will win who knows how to handle both superior and inferior forces. Wisdom is knowing when to rise and when to yield, when to strike and when to simply stand still. In the art of war, the highest mastery lies in this: to hide your arrangements so well that even success appears effortless. Because true brilliance needs no spotlight. Strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory. Tactics without strategy, just noise before defeat. And in life, isn't it the same? We must walk not only with energy, but with direction. The captured soldier must be treated with kindness. Even in war, humanity must not be lost. Victory is not complete if it costs us our compassion. You do not need to destroy your enemy, only their willingness to fight. This is the power of stillness. This is the heart of mindful action. Every creature, when cornered, will fight. But wisdom is not about waiting to be attacked. It is about preventing the need to fight at all. Never fully trust a friend who is silent about your flaws. True friends, like true leaders, reflect back your blind spots, not to shame you, but to help you grow. So now take a moment, breathe, reflect. Let these ancient teachings ripple through your modern life. Because in the end, every battle, internal or external, begins and ends within. And when we master the self, we influence the world. Thank you for walking this mindful path with us today. If this touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, or simply sit with the message. And when you're ready, explore our next video, where we dive even deeper into timeless wisdom for modern chaos. This is Mindful Way TV. Until next time, stay aware, stay grounded, and most of all, stay kind.